So, this is the all-new for 2020 Bentley Continental GT. This is the V8 version. It is not the W12, so it's a little bit cheaper, but is it any less awesome? Nope. This car's fantastic, and it should be because it is fucking expensive. The base price is about $198,000. This is a special one that has $84,000 in options, $86,000 in options. I don't know. So it's $285,000 thereabouts, after taxes and all that stuff. But people that buy this don't pay taxes. Let's be real. So, what has changed? Well, the skin is now all aluminum, which is nice. So it sheds weight. So it's just under 5,000 pounds. It's heavier than my Montero. This thing's a porker. I believe Car and Driver said the curb weight is 4,926 pounds. And this is the lighter one because it's the V8. The W12 version weighs 130 pounds more. That gets about 84 more horses, but it also adds 130 pounds on the nose. So you get the V8, you lose a bit of weight up front, and you're good to go. You're still working with 542 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque, backed up by an 8-speed dual clutch gearbox that sends power out to a rear-wheel drive biased all-wheel drive system. In general driving, you're looking at a 40-60 front-rear split. Pop it into sport mode, and that can send up to 83% of the power to the rear wheels. And they are meaty boys out back there. Now, styling-wise, this is such a better-looking car than Continentals that come before it. Let me get out of the way of the firefighters because there is literally an active fire over the next rise. Blinker on, stay out of the way, and we continue. Good luck. Thank you for all you do. This state is on fire everywhere. So, it looks so much better. The profile is fantastic. The face is wonderful. The rear end with those taillights, almost concept car looking taillights, are excellent. Everything, another fire vehicle. Everything stylistically is wonderful. On the inside, this feels like a Bentley. The old Continental GT felt like a super duper special Volkswagen with some entertaining engine choices. This is a proper Bentley. It's wonderful. It goes fast. If you get the W12 version, it pulls like a locomotive, and it is faster to 60 than the V8. The V8, though, feels a bit more nimble. It feels like a big, fat, heavy sports car. It's like the linebacker that played D1 college football and then now is 40 years old, but don't be surprised if you try to beat it in a sprint race. There's a little bit more meat in the middle, but it will haul your ass down and tackle the shit out of you. That's what the GT V8 is. The W12 is a freight train. Now inside, the treatment here is wonderful. The seats are fantastic. I really love the two-tone wood on this one with I think that's a launch edition. There's a one with a British Union Jack over there. The screen, all the tech, it looks good. You can tell that there's a little bit of Audi-ness, Volkswagen-ness to it, but it is much more stylized to be Bentley specific. Sorry, more fire stuff. It is much more stylized and graphically updated to be Bentley specific. The digital gauges look Bentley-like. The switchgear has an air of Bentley-ness to it. The central display here, which is a rotating center display, when it's off, it looks just like a blank piece of wood. And then you turn the car on and it rotates to a modern screen. On the home screen, I have 3 different screens up. One is showing me driving dynamic stuff. The middle one is nav. And then the one on the right is just phone call related stuff. In the middle here, between the digital gauge display, I also have the track up so I can actually scroll and see what songs are coming next. Now, if I don't want to look at that, and if I want to make a nicer, more luxurious touch, I hit this screen button over here, and the screen rotates to reveal 3 gauges. I'm going to do that right now, and it's a really neat little, very luxurious display. One is outside air temperature, the other one is a compass, and then the one on the right just looks like to be a stopwatch. There are 3 fairly useless gauges because you have digital temp displayed here. I don't care which direction I'm heading in my Bentley, and I'm not I'm not looking at a lap timer over here. However, it looks awesome, especially when it first rotates because the compass does this spinning thing. But I'm going back. The digital screens look really nice. It's like a matte finish to the screen itself, so it's not too glossy. There's no glare. It's well hidden. The steering wheel feels great. The paddle shifters respond wonderfully, and the engine gets up and goes. Now that's a 4-liter twin turbocharged V8 engine down there. I can leave the transmission to its own devices. I don't need to shift this myself. If I want to wind it out, I can. It's great. It's fun. It makes good noises. Everything I've read about the W12, the V8 sounds better. Just the W12 pulls harder and quicker. They really nailed it with this one. This is such a better car than the generation before it. It's expensive. It's a Bentley, but it feels more special than that prior car. It feels like a Bentley. It's justifying its cost to you. Yeah, I mean, if you have to think about like, no one should ever spend that much in a car, but people do spend this much, so they should get something special for it. And now on the 2020 Continental GT, they do. Also, I gotta figure out how big the gas tank is on this, because when I first got in the car, it said my driving range was like 500 miles. So I imagine it costs, $150 to fill this thing up or something insane. It's at a half a tank, and it's a little over half a tank. It says 230 miles right now. It's fantastic. Another neat thing that Bentley Another neat thing that Bentley engineers and designers deserve a little bit of credit for. When you pop down the windows on a car like this, you don't want to be buffeted with noise and wind noise and fuck up your expensive hairdo and all that shit. They did a really good job, and also I love pillarless coupes. So there'll be a bit more noise, but there's not a lot of wind coming in the cabin. I'm doing 50 miles per hour. I've done this windows down at 80 miles per hour, and it's just about the same. This is luxury, folks. Being able to put your windows down and not getting wind just slapping. If I put the windows down on my Montero, I can't even hear my sound system anymore. This is nice. It's such an odd thing to say, but this is one of my favorite parts of the car. You become jaded when you drive all this crap, so you have to find other things to impress you. This impresses me. This is luxury. This is L-I-V-I-N. This is living right here. And you get the sound of the motorbikes whipping by, the Motorotrons. Put the windows back up, and the world fades away because it's quiet in here. It's very quiet. This is just a lovely, lovely machine. You give it the beans, well, not right now because there's a red light and cars in front of me. Probably a rental convertible Mustang and a pickup truck. And I just passed Cook's Corner, so there's Harleys strewn about everywhere. However, I gotta give Bentley tons of credit. Fantastic design on this generation car. It feels special. It's powerful. It sounds good. It looks fantastic. And it feels very much like a special Bentley. You give golf claps at this level of vehicle. You don't cheer, you. Well done. Good job, well done. The Bentley boys would be happy. Well done. Okay.